If you could decide which unit to put next into the game Magia Record for you to play or just get in the gacha, which unit would it be? Well, today we're going to talk about that with the top 5 most anticipated units in all of Magia Record that actually have a realistic chance of getting at it someday. So sorry, no Tokami, which is like Marokami Toka, some people want that. Only realistically possible characters are going to be on this list. So of course, recently we actually had some characters that finally got their character, their alternate character in the game that people always wanted. People always wanted a Momoko alt. She finally got a Momoko alt. People always wanted a Ren alt. Just last year on Christmas she got the Rika Ren alt, probably one of the best units in the game, the most wanted, most anticipated unit. Before that was Rika Ren, we got Rika Ren. We also got some units that people didn't quite know they actually wanted, but once they saw it, they wanted it. For example, Little Cube, just because it's pretty funny that there's actually like a 5 unit in one, actually 6 units in one kind of unit, and how broken it is. That was kind of funny, and that's why people wanted that. And of course, people also, once they saw it, really wanted Vampire Kanagi for obvious reasons. So before I start the list, however, there are some honorable mentions that I need to talk about. Some characters that I think are very important to mention as characters that are anticipated but didn't quite make the top 5. So, for example, Kuroe. I think a lot of people really want Kuroe in the game, but Kuroe is more something that I can see them adding her at some point anyway, so it's kind of a foregone conclusion at this point. And also, we kind of already have her in the game in the form of Kuro to some degree, so if you really subscribe to the fact that like Kuro equals Kuroe, then she's kind of in the game already, and that's why I don't think she's gonna be quite fit for the list. Also, Masakoko, the Masara and Kokoro duo unit, they both together are an incredibly popular ship, but even so, even though they are rather popular, they're still not among the most popular ships out there. They're still sort of in the background somewhat, and these are characters that sometimes just get forgotten. Like, not that many people sort of have that like on their radar that they immediately right now want a Masara Kokoro unit. And there are a bunch of other characters that people would really like to have right now. And of course, what the last honorable mention is, of course, whoever your favorite character is, any of their alts. So an alt of any of your favorite characters, that will be the last honorable mention. So of course I can't put every single character on this list at all, but if you have any specific favorite character that isn't anywhere on this list and you would like to have an alternate version of that character, I'm going to give them an honorable mention right now. Yes, all you 2 people out there who want a Felicia alt or a Rhea alt, this goes to you guys. Starting the list now at number 5, we have a Sana alt, literally any Sana alt, because people have been saying for so long now that all of these other characters from Team Mikatsuki, they're all getting alternate characters. We have Iroha has so many alternate characters. We have Yachiro has multiple characters. She even has like 2 duo units at this point. We have Felicia, who has a Magia report version of herself, which is pretty funny. We have Tsuruno, which also has the Uwasa Tsuruno. They all have different versions, but Sana doesn't have any. And no, I'm not counting Mokyu because she doesn't even stand on the field for that one. So people really, really want Asana out, especially because she's one of the most well-liked, most beloved of all of the 5 Team Mikatsuki members, and she doesn't have any alternate characters. Maybe by the time I make this video, by the time you watch this video rather, you will actually see Asana alt already existing in the game. Maybe she got one for Christmas or for New Year's, who knows. I'm still looking out for that. Maybe Christmas is actually going to be likely, but we really, really want a Sana alt. Next up, an Arc 2 character, like, there's so many characters out there that, so many people out there that want characters from Arc 2. People want Rabi. People want to see more characters from Promised Blood, for example, Juri and Yuna. People want to see all these different characters, and I could have just mentioned one of them. I could have just said, for example, Rabi. Like, I look most forward to Rabi. But I know also people who look most forward to Yuna, for example. Or some people who look really forward to the Firestarter, Juri. But instead of just filling this entire list, like, I could have just put top 5 Arc 2 characters that we want to see, but in order to just not have the entire top 5 list be just these characters, they're all together on number 4. Any Arc 2 character that you guys want to have out there, they're up here. But the next 3 points on the list, the upper 3 on this list, are characters that, in my opinion, the entire community as a whole is a lot more interested in to have right now, mostly because Arc 2 characters they're gonna be in the game anyway. Like, at some point we're gonna have Yuna, at some point we're gonna have Judy. It's a foregone conclusion that we're gonna have these characters, which makes it not that special, right? But there are some characters where it actually is kind of special if it even gets announced to be in the game, even though, like I said at the beginning, it's still rather likely that we're going to see these characters at some point. And that is why on number 3, you, like, not you, but with the double U's in there, not W, but Yume no Yusa, the sleepwalking ghost from both the Beachside Bonds events and Nagisa Swish events. Yume no Yusa, also known as Yu, is easily one of the most fan-favorite characters in the entire game that isn't actually playable. Every single person who read both of these stories fell in love with Yusa, and she's not ever been playable. She even has her special silhouette. She even has a silhouette that no one else has. Like, you know, for example, that random NPCs, they have like a random blue or pink silhouette, depending if they're a guy or a girl. Yu has her own yellow silhouette with like a horn, and she looks kind of bald actually. She looks really crazy just in the silhouette, so there was definitely some special work, some effort has already gone into Yusa, but she's still not playable even after almost 2 years of her... Yeah, it's not going to be 2 years and a few months of her being introduced, so we really need to get Yusa at some point, and I'm certain that we're going to get her sometimes, maybe when Doro Ino is done working on the anime, because right now the guy behind the design, behind the character Yusa, is Doro Ino, and they're still working on the anime. So once they're done with the anime, hopefully we're going to get another event that is going to have a playable Yusa. She's one of my favorite characters story-wise, even though she's not playable, and that says a lot. Next up, on number 2, give me Alikari! I want the Alina Karindue unit, because here's the thing. If you're from the North American server, or in general from the West, you might not know this, but if we go just by sheer volume of how much fan content there is for any of these ships, Alikari might be the #1 most popular ship in the East. Like, there's actually incredible how many fan manga, much fan art are out there of Alikari. Like, people all over the world absolutely love Alikari, but specifically on the Japanese on the Japanese country, people really love Alikari all over the place. I have so many people just spamming my Twitter feed with fan arts of Alikari every day, like 10 new fan arts of Alikari every single day of really high quality. It's insane how much love goes into Alikari over there, and the reason I keep bringing up like it's in Japan, because in the West, people don't really like Alikari that much. It's because some people say it's abusive, which it isn't. Some people say like, oh, they don't like Alina that much because she's like an evil character. She's not really. I mean, she's weird. I mean, I made an entire lore video about her, but it's not that easy to talk about Alina. And Karen also didn't catch up in the West that much as well, because I mean, she's extremely cute. Oh my god, she's so cute. But I guess it just didn't catch on in the West. Maybe people in the West just don't like cute characters as much as people in the East. Who knows? But yeah, both these characters didn't catch on as much in the West, and the ship in general didn't catch on that much in the West. But oh my god, if you ask basically anyone on a Japanese server what is their most anticipated unit, they'll say either Alikari or the #1 unit. And the reason why the #1 unit is the #1 unit is because if you ask anyone in the West, this will be the #1 unit. People in the... I'm live recording this on stream right now. People on stream have already written it in the chat, but you can't see it in the video because I've like removed the chat because I'm putting other stuff on the screen. But people in chat, like 10 people have already written down, yes, the #1 is Akuma Homura. What else could it be? To be fair, personally, I wouldn't even put Akuma Homura on this top 5, but this is more about what the community as a whole would probably be interested in to see as a character, and definitely Akuma Homura, right? The reason why I personally wouldn't have put her on this list is rather because she's not specifically a Magia record character, but she's definitely going to be added to the game just because the developers know that she's going to print money, right? She's going to print so much money. So they're just basically trying to get people staying in the game, keep paying money for all these other units, while having in the back of their head, oh, I'm going to need to keep playing. I need to keep playing because at some point at some point there's gonna be Akuma Homura, and I need to get Akuma Homura. So she's basically like the carrot at the end of the stick that is keeping people playing the game, because at some point it's gonna be Akuma Homura. Oh, it's gonna be great. And there's also why she hasn't released yet, is because once you give people the carrot, the stick becomes useless, right? But yeah, absolutely everyone wants to have Akuma Homura because of the legacy that she has left behind after Rebellion's story. Absolutely great. And yeah, that is at least the list so far. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for more content, Magia content at some point, almost daily. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. And of course, put it in the comments below what you guys, what are your most anticipated units? Yeah, what are your most anticipated units? Put them in the comments below, and yeah, I'll read everything you say. And yeah, see you guys next time.